like I said, the name of the story is The Johnny Cake. Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old woman and a little boy. And they lived in a little house in the woods. And one day when the little old woman woke up, she thought, I'm going to make a Johnny Cake today. So she mixed the batter and she poured the Johnny Cake into a pan and she put it in the oven to bake. Then she told the little boy, you watch the Johnny Cake. And when it's finished cooking, you let me know. Your father and I are going to go out and work in the garden. So the little boy, he stood by the oven and he watched and he watched. And the little old man, the little old woman went out in the yard and started working the garden, getting it ready for spring planting. And the little boy, he was in the house watching the Johnny Cake. But you know what happened? Sometimes when you have an important job like watching something, you can get distracted. The little boy got distracted from watching the Johnny Cake and had kind of wandered away from the oven, just looking out the window to see what was going on outside. Bam! The oven door opened and that Johnny Cake popped out and rolled toward the open door. The little boy, he tried to get to the door as fast as he could so he could slam the door and keep the Johnny Cake in there. That Johnny Cake, he just ran as fast as he could go, rolled on out the door, down the porch, down the steps, onto the road, and the little boy's yelling, Mom, Dad, the Johnny Cake. And they heard the ruckus. They threw down their shovels. They started chasing after the Johnny Cake. The little boy, the little old woman, the old man, they started running after the Johnny Cake, but he just rolled on and on. By and by, the little man, the little woman, and the little boy could see that they were no match for the Johnny Cake, so they sat down by the road to rest. On rolled the Johnny Cake till he passed two well diggers digging a well. And one of the men yelled, Hey, Johnny Cake, where are you going? Johnny Cake said, I've outrun an old man, an old woman, and a little boy, and I can outrun you too. And the man, the well digger, said, Well, you can ya? We'll see about that. And the well diggers threw down their spades, which are shovels, and ran after the Johnny Cake. They ran and they ran and they ran just as fast as they could go. By and by, they could see they were no match for the Johnny Cake, and they had to sit down beside the road to rest. On ran Johnny Cake. Ran on and on till he passed two ditch diggers digging a ditch. Where are you going, Johnny Cake? Yelled one of the ditch diggers. Johnny Cake, he said, I've outrun an old man, an old woman, a little boy, and two well diggers. I can outrun you too. The ditch digger said, You can ya? We'll see about that. They threw down their picks and they started running after Johnny Cake. They ran and they ran and they ran just as fast as they could go. By and by, they could see they were no match for Johnny Cake, and they sat down beside the road to rest. On ran Johnny Cake till he passed a bear, and the bear snarled, Where are you going, Johnny Cake? And Johnny Cake said, I've outrun an old man, an old woman, a little boy, two well diggers, two ditch diggers. I can outrun you too. The bear said, Oh, you can ya? Well, we'll see about that. He jumped down on all four paws and started galloping after the Johnny Cake. He ran and he ran, snarling with his big bear teeth, racing after that Johnny Cake just as fast as he could go. By and by, he could see he was no match for Johnny Cake, so he stretched out in the warm sun by the road, took a rest. On ran Johnny Cake till he passed a wolf. Where are you going, Johnny Cake? Howled the wolf. Johnny Cake said, I've outrun an old man, an old woman, a little boy, two well diggers, two ditch diggers, and a bear, and I can outrun you too. Wolf growled and said, Oh, you can you? We'll see about that. And he loped forward on his big old wolf paws just as fast as he could go. He ran and he ran and he ran. By and by, you could see he was no match for Johnny Cake. He sat down beside the road to rest. On ran Johnny Cake just as fast as he could go, till he passed a fox, sunning himself by a fence. And he said in his little sharp fox voice, Hey, Johnny Cake, where are you going? Johnny Cake said, I've outrun an old man, an old woman, a little boy, two well diggers, two ditch diggers, a bear, and a wolf. I could outrun you too. And the fox said, What's that you say, Johnny Cake? Can't quite hear you. Won't you come just a little closer? For the first Johnny cake stopped running. And he said to the fox, "I've outrun an old man and an old woman and a little boy, 2 well diggers, 2 ditch diggers, a bear and a wolf, and I can outrun you too." Well, that fox, he didn't even get up. He just stretched out his neck a little bit toward Johnny cake, put one paw slightly behind an ear, and said, his most feeble voice, "What's that you say, Johnny cake? I can't quite hear you. Won't you come just a little bit closer?" Johnny cake stepped right on up next to that fox, and he stretched his neck out and he screamed at the fox. He said, "I outrun an old man, an old woman, a little boy, 2 well diggers, 2 ditch diggers, a bear and a wolf. And I can outrun you too." Well, snap! That old fox just grabbed him with his sharp teeth and a twinkle in his eye, gulped him right down.
I knew he would do that.
You knew he would do it?
Me too. I knew he would trick him. The fox